Hello there, my love. How are you? Oh my gosh, I really so look forward to this little bit of time that we get to spend together, this little interaction that we get to have here in our coaching corner. And today, I hope to bring you something that's going to help you like ignite a spark within you, because I get this question often. How do I stop playing small and fully step into my power? So that's a question that I'm going to answer for you today. I know that you have a ton of negative thoughts going through your mind. Dr. Amen calls them ants, automatic negative thoughts. And he has a ton of tools through his work with Amen Clinics on how to create ant eaters, how to kind of exterminate those ants. So feel free to research Dr. Amen's work. It's fascinating. But we all have these automatic negative thoughts. And a lot of the time, when we're unaware of them, that's when we can fall into this belief that success isn't available to us. Like everybody else can do it, but it's not possible for me. We start to believe those negative thoughts and that destructive thinking, and those thought spirals kind of take over. The thing that I'm here to remind you of is that you are profoundly, profoundly capable. You are. You just have to stop believing stupid people. And oftentimes, the stupid person that you have to stop believing is the voice that exists inside your head. So, how to stop playing small and fully step into your power. I have one thing to inform you of, one thing to drive home to you, one thing for you to really get that like aha kind of moment that will help you break free of this negative thinking. Are you ready for it? You have to decide what it is that you want. This sounds super basic, right? And it is. But too many people don't actually have clarity about what it is that they want. They know what society has told them they should want. They know what maybe social media is telling them they should value. They know what it is their friends, their family members, their mum, their dad wants for them. But what do you actually want? Nobody asked me that question. For a long time in my life, I spent, the first 35 years of my life not clued in at all to what I actually wanted. I was pursuing success in the ways that they said success looked like. Going to university, being a straight A student, doing all the right things at school, prioritizing all the right things, prioritizing my education over having fun and all of that, right? That was how I spent, those formative years, being a good daughter, being a good sister, all of those things. And then when it came to me kind of going out on my own, starting to explore the big bad world at university, and then beyond that, it was what my degree then told me is the kind of job that I should have. What that kind of job then tells me should be my next step. Meeting my then boyfriend, now husband, what our life should look like. And I'm here to tell you that it took me until I was about 36, 37 to finally look at all the things that I should be doing and turn my back firmly on them, because I recognized that they didn't serve me and the kind of life I wanted to live, the kind of things I actually valued, and they weren't speaking to what it was that I truly wanted. Everything that transpired over the last the following few years has completely taken me in a different direction to what I should be doing. So I ask you again, what do you want? You have to decide what it is that you want. And did you know that the Latin root of the word decide comes from, like, is cut off? That's what the Latin root of that word means. Cut off, as in cut off any other option. There's no other option than this thing that I've recognized lights my soul on fire, this thing that is going to get me all the dreams and aspirations that I have, this thing that I truly want. You cut off any other option except that, and then you pursue that with diligent action, intentional action, purposeful action. That's what needs to happen for you to stop playing small, doing all the shoulds, and truly step into and fully into your power. So what's stopping you from doing that? Ask yourself that question. Maybe it's a journaling exercise that you can do. What are the shoulds that you're living under right now? I think that would be a great journal prompt for you to start with. What are the shoulds that I'm living under right now? And how are they actually serving me? Are they making me feel stuck? Are they making me feel frustrated? Are they making me feel caged in some way? Because there's a difference between living fully, living a free life, and living a caged life. And the vast majority of our society lives in this kind of caged existence because they're conforming to all the shoulds. And I'm not here to tell you, like, I'm not a non-conformist. That's not who I am at all. I'm just very, very clear about what it is that I want. And I'm very, what's the word? Curious about all the things that come into my life, whether that's thoughts, beliefs, people, circumstances, situations, opportunities, habits that I have that are not taking me in that direction. And then every time those things kind of sweep in, it's my responsibility to say no. It's my responsibility to turn my back on anything that doesn't take me closer towards my goal. That means setting really firm boundaries. It means having clarity in the actions that I take. It means vetting opportunities and situations responsibly for my dream and my vision. And it just really takes you, and I hate saying just because there's no just about it, right? This is all really hard to do, but it simply takes you becoming ridiculously clear on what it is that you want. So I asked you that question again. What do you want? Decide what it is that you want, and then get clear about what it is that is blocking you being able to focus on that right now because you're living in should land, right? What are the shoulds that are dominating your existence right now? How are they blocking your ability to be moving in the right direction? Bonus points if you can identify how they're actually moving you further away from what it is that you want. Because here's an interesting thing about human beings. We're driven by the pursuit of pleasure, or we're driven by the avoidance of pain. And unfortunately, because of how our brains are wired, the avoidance of pain is a far more powerful motivational tool than the pursuit of pleasure. So while it's great, and you know me, I'm the vision queen, I love visualizing and manifestation. I think it's so powerful to have that vivid picture in your mind of what it is that you want, what you're calling forward, and where it is that you're going. But that's the pursuit of pleasure, right? I'm also a realist. I'm also a coach. I'm also somebody who's very dogmatic about what it takes to actually succeed. And I understand that avoiding pain is the primary motivational factor, which is why, as we get deeper into this topic of what you actually want, I'm going to ask you why you want that. And I'm going to keep asking you why multiple times, getting 7+ layers deep into that answer until you identify what is oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes for people, a pain point that is the foundational reason for the vision that you have, right? So understand that. Maybe you doing that exercise and identifying where living under the shoulds is moving you further away from what it is that you actually want will be the powerful catalyst for you to start to be like, okay, I can't continue to do this, because if you continue down that road, we're moving further and further and further away rather than in the direction of what we want. So that's my call to action for you today, is to do that journal exercise. What do you want? Answer that question. Let yourself brain dump on it. Everything that comes into your mind, just get it out, get it down on a piece of paper. What do you want? And then identify the shoulds that you're living underneath right now. And then identify where those shoulds are moving you further away. They're either blocking your ability to move towards your goal and the thing you actually want, or they're actually moving you further away from the things that you actually want. Spend some time on this. Give yourself some real good solid 30 to 60 minutes of time to sit with blank pieces of paper and just let whatever comes out come out. It's going to give you a lot of clarity. And from there is when we can start setting things in place for you to steer your ship back in the right direction. Give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you for being here this afternoon. I hope it served you powerfully. Share this with somebody if you think they would get something out of it. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel here. I would love that. And I would absolutely love to hear from you, to send me an email, slide into my DMs, whatever it is that you need to do, and tell me how this training spoke to you. If you did the journal exercise, what that brought up for you, and some of the maybe action steps that you're committed to making from here on out. I would absolutely love to support your process and support your journey in that way. Until next time, take care.